Okay, this is my review on The Last of Us Part 2. So The Last of Us Part 2 has become one of the most controversial games of 2020. The game that launched June 19th, 2020 has so much hate, yet love for this game. So let's start off with my personal rating. I love this game and I rate it a 10 out of 10. And I'll explain the stuff I liked about the game, and I'll also go over the stuff that I didn't quite care for. So my only complaint isn't the fact that Joel died, but the way he was killed off. We've all grown attached to Joel, and seeing him killed the way he did just hurt too much to move forward. You know, you start playing as Abby, and then you'll understand the meaning of Joel's death to her and why she really killed Joel, but it still didn't justify it. You know, a lot of people had complaints and threatening to even rewrite the entire story of The Last of Us Part 2. I'm going to make an entire separate video on that. Link will be in the description when it drops. But then they made us play nearly half the game as Abby after we find out and see that she kills Joel. You know, it's one thing playing her before we actually see her kill Joel. But we actually see this happen, and they still are making us play as Abby after we see the fact that she beats Joel to death with a golf club. Okay, this is when this gets taken a little bit too far, in my opinion. But Joel was never really a hero. Okay, he killed hundreds, if not thousands, of people to get Ellie to the Fireflies, to save the world, because she was immune, to find the cure for the cordyceps infection, but then killed nearly all of the Fireflies just because he couldn't stand to lose a girl that was like a daughter to him, because we all know what happened to Sarah in the first game. Okay, so whether you like to admit it or not, and I really don't, because I truly adored Joel as a character, he was kind of a selfish person, to be honest. If Ellie was to die in the hospital, millions of people would be saved from the infection. Alright? Millions of people would be saved. So Joel, if you look at it this way, is technically the villain that took the cure away from everybody. And Ellie finds out, and it was just an amazing cutscene when Ellie finally gets Joel to tell her the truth about what happened. Alright? It was truly an amazing scene. Ashley Johnson should get an Oscar for the acting that she put in to that scene. It was absolutely phenomenal. But stepping aside from the story, the in-game battles, cutscenes, gameplay was perfect. I love it, from boss battles to hiding from dogs, and something as simple as the sound of a rock tumbling down a cliff was amazing. When you're hiding behind a car, like you see in the gameplay, or a piece of wood, and you hear the bullets just ting past it and pierce into the object that you're hiding behind, it is amazing. Right, the in-game melee battles and the stealth kills and everything that you can do, the gun animations in the workshop, all of it is absolutely perfect. I completely loved the gameplay of this game. Alright? But the biggest controversy that I know of today is this story. If Joel wasn't to die in this game really wouldn't have taken place, because the story is just Ellie's line of revenge to kill every last one of the people that was in the room when Joel was killed. That was the whole point of the story. So if Joel wasn't to get killed by Abby and her friends, part of the wolves, none of this game would even take place. But the fact that they made Ellie watch as Joel died was also painful. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit it. I actually kind of cried during that scene. I was teary-eyed. I was majorly upset. And I think Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog understands what they did. They knew that they would get hate for what they did. Neil Druckmann even put himself as one of the trading cards as a villain, because he knew what he did would make a lot of the Last of Us fan base mad. They have websites where you can actually sign waivers to try and actually rewrite The Last of Us Part 2 story, the entire thing. But I know that Naughty Dog knew they were going to piss a lot of people off, but they created the story the way they did because that's the way he wanted to do it. They wanted it to do it a totally another way, they would have. But this is what Neil Druckmann wanted. And he is not just going to completely rewrite the story that took 7 years to make. This game took 7 years to make. And in my opinion, it was an absolute masterpiece. I completely enjoyed this game. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Just everything about the game was perfect. Like I said, the boss battles, you get that the last scene in the game, Ellie fighting Abby, was truly amazing. You can see that fight scene if you want to on my channel. I will link it in the description. Pretty much every cutscene in this game was absolutely phenomenal. The new type of listen mode was awesome. The way you can hear through walls, and from the first one it completely outlined the entire enemies. This one just gives you like a little blur of white through the wall that you can kind of sense where it is, making it a bit more realistic than being able to see completely what type of enemy it is and where they are, how close they are from you. The in-game graphics and everything are perfect. From Ellie was in the woods and got shot in the shoulder with that arrow, the sound effects, the graphics, and it was just so intense that it was an edge of your seat moment the entire game. Those are the kind of games I love. And the fact that if you don't explore everything, you're gonna miss so much. There is so much that you guys can miss if you don't explore every single building, every single peak and corner you can, every nook and cranny, just to get that holster, just to get that card or the manuals. You need it in this game. Explore as much as you can, because this game is truly awesome. Alright, they really had you adopt to the characters. That's what this game did a great job at. You could really feel what Ellie was feeling each scene. Through the gameplay, your heart would pound in your chest. It just really made you feel like you were in the game of The Last of Us. It was absolutely perfect. And I don't think that they should change the story. I don't think that they will change the story. I thought it was awesome. Okay, you get this whole new what's the word I'm looking for? You get this whole new faction in the game known as WLF, Wolves. And what the Wolves are is they're basically what's left of the Fireflies faction, pretty much hunting down and killing Joel. That's what the Wolves pretty much are. And from everything in this game, between the factions, the characters, and just the in-game mechanics, fight scenes, the little things that how if Ellie gets shot and she's laying on her back and you can shoot an enemy from laying on your back, everything is just so awesome in this game. And everything was so well made. I absolutely loved it. 10 out of 10. And probably the biggest game in recent years, and probably is going to be the biggest game for a long time. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like. Let me know down in the comment section what your rating of this game is, what you loved about this game and what you hate about this game. Let me know what you think about Joel's death. Let me know if you liked this game or if you hated this game. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Peace out, guys.
We're not alone here. Quiet.